Welcome back to the Honest Work Show Valentine's Day episode. Happy Valentine's Day, bro.
Happy Valentine's Day, man. I'll give you a sweet old kiss, bro.
Oh, that's the best kind of kiss.
Yeah.
The Sprite Zero kiss.
Oh, yeah, bro.
We need a little bit of intro music around here. Really set the mood for this Valentine's Day.
What do you think is a good song to set the mood to
Ooh.
when you're getting ready?
I need to get... Ooh. Good seductive playlist. Honestly, I have no idea. Maybe like some old school R&B.
All right, word. I have like a cool down playlist from the gym. Yeah. Boys to Men, I'll make love to you.
Oh my God.
On the playlist. I need to start off today with a new quote. This one's actually a real one. I've masturbated so much to myself. Who said that?
Andrew Tate.
Megan Fox.
Holy shit. Oh, wow. Okay.
Me too.
All right, Megan Fox, I see you. Yeah, well, today we're back in the saddle, both Reid and I. Today, I think we have a good little itinerary today. But we were talking a little bit before we hopped on the mic just about like just general health and just adapting to new situations in life. And I kind of just want to continue that convo to try to just kick things off here. Like we were talking about stress and how we perceive stress, and I actually really enjoyed that part of it. You want to dive into that just a little bit?
Well, I think you should. Yeah, you said you're kind of dealing with some stuff right now. So
Yeah,
what's happening?
I mean,
with
on the solo episode I released the other day, it was more so the topic of it's okay to not be okay all the time, and I dove into that a little bit, but it really is a situation of you really have only so much control over the stresses that over the stresses that control you. And a big way to control that is you need to think differently or perceive the situation differently. It can massively impact how the reaction is going to be to those certain stressors. And a big topic for me on this episode is like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like I have a lot of things that I want to talk about in this episode that if I don't speak on them now, then I am just going to beat around the bush with a lot of different topics. So yeah, I just don't give a fuck anymore. And I just want to talk about them.
All right, yeah,
And
man.
like stress, a lot of things that are serious that people don't talk about, like I want to talk about them. So that was the main thing about it's okay to not be okay. And it came from a place when I was literally not okay. Like I had a lot of different like bad reactions to some medications, some stresses, and it was a very dark time, like that we talked about off mic a little bit, but like today is the most clear-headed that I've felt since, I don't know, what's that, 4 or 5 days? So like it feels good to feel good. And I guess the big thing with that is just like, if things make you feel shitty, whether it's medications, people, or things, get the fuck away from them.
Yeah, it's always hard, especially from a medical standpoint, where the doctor's saying like, "Oh, you should take this," and you genuinely feel way worse.
Big pharma.
And, yeah,
Man.
and just trusting that process can be hard. And like Nick, I've had my experiences with psychiatry and traditional Western medicine doctors that essentially have made me worse.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got trust issues. So
Rightfully so, though. Like, you trust a doctor to make a great decision for you, and then all of a sudden, you lose your brain, you lose your biology, and all these medications and stuff add up, and they make you feel like shit, and it takes forever to get back to a baseline, or what you feel like should be your baseline.
yeah, dude, I will say this week for myself, it has been like the most I felt like myself in a long time.
Fuck yeah, cheers to that.
And felt very energized and just excited to be alive about a lot of stuff. I started my new job this week. I switched from government contracting to consulting, and consulting is just a lot of people work. Now the technical stuff is kind of still the same, but it's a lot of networking, meeting people, and yeah, that's just like what energizes me. And
good, brother.
I felt very much alive. And yeah, I had a few moments of like true gratitude, and like I had to just stop and, you know, literally thank God that I was here. Because, you know, you go through those times of serious darkness, and I can relate to how you felt, because I was on, you know, like SSRI medications that really fucked me up badly. And some of the headspaces you can get into are genuinely horrifying.
For sure. I think what you said there is so key, though. Like, whenever you feel like you're in mental turmoil or just mental shit, you obviously have to take mental inventory of yourself to figure out how you're feeling and what's causing you to feel that way. But also, like what you said this week, so fucking cool and so happy that like you felt the highest of highs. And it's important to take mental inventory of those times too, to figure out why you are feeling the high that you're feeling and how you can build on those things, to not shy away from them. Go towards the things that make you feel good.
Yeah. And that's what was really hard for me, was going through a rough few years. I just stopped seeing the positive, and my brain was just wired to like notice negativity. And you have to have a lot of intentional work to, like, at the end of the day, or when something positive happens, at least just like take note, like, wow, that's a good thing, or that I'm like happy about this, even if you don't feel that. But over time, you got to rewire your brain, and it's very possible. It is truly possible. Yeah, it's possible to change your brain, especially when you're in these like psychological states. And the other thing is, these like psychological states influence your true like biology. And it's a two-way street. Your biology can influence your psychology, but how you actually think can change how your body actually responds to things.
Yeah.
And that is why your mindset and your perspective on things is genuinely so important.
Yeah, it's almost like the old fairy tale from when we were kids. Like if you're laying in bed and looking at your closet, you're more afraid of the imaginary monster in the closet versus actually opening the closet and seeing that there's no monster. So you make these huge emotions based on what could be there, but what really isn't there. And then once you realize what is there, it's a completely different emotion than what you would think.
Yeah, it's all perspective, and then your mind always wants to play tricks on you.
Oh, your mind's a fucking satanic devil, dude.
You want to talk about satanic shit? Fucking Epstein, bro.
Dude, there's so many things. I've heard so many different avenues of the Epstein things. What are there, like 3 million plus files?
Can we have a quick interruption? Rest in peace, Peter Attia.
Oh yeah, dude, he's getting canceled.
Crazy.
He's getting canceled so hard. But like none of the stuff that he talked about was really that bad, right?
Like he just had like sexual comments, but there was nothing like incriminating that it looked like. But he said previously, like, yeah, he had no relationship with Epstein or something like that, and then that comes out, and then he's like, you know, I think he said. It was like, oh, it was immature. I regret these. But he stepped down from the protein bar company he was working for, David. And
interesting.
Yeah, and then he's hasn't posted online. He posted like an apology, but that was it.
Yeah, there was a really cool perspective on this. For people that don't know who Peter T is, he's a very social media famous doctor, and a lot of other, you know, health influencers on social media have the same things to say, just without the doctor title, basically. And he's been on national news networks with the platform that he has on his Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. But I heard the perspective of, hey, maybe he wouldn't have gotten some of these national news opportunities to get his name out there if he wasn't hooked up with Epstein and some political figures. So
and I also,
go figure, right?
Yeah, would not be surprised one bit if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
And The other big one, I don't know if you saw this a couple of days ago. Some congressman came out and said Wexner was one of the big
yeah.
co-conspirators, and that's also just not surprising one bit.
Yeah,
The dude's
I'm
a
not
fucking
surprised.
weirdo.
Dude, the Wexners own Columbus, New Albany, I feel like.
Have you seen Wexner's house in New Albany?
I haven't seen it, but I know like where it is vicinity wise. Like I drove past it almost every day to work a couple of years ago when I worked off 161.
It's like a small city. It's
Yeah.
like a compound. It's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it like several miles?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's huge, huge. But yeah, you want to talk about the devil, all of that shit, and it's so funny because a lot of these were literally conspiracy theories. I think of like the Alex Jones saying they're sacrificing children, eating babies. Well, now there's some evidence that's showing that they actually might have been doing that.
Gosh.
Which is horrifying, but I think we're finally seeing now that, like, from an actual spiritual standpoint, we're exposing all the evil, and I think we're in for like really big change, positive. I've been talking with some other friends about this from the Christian perspective, and a lot of stuff from Revelations, and yeah, maybe we are actually in the times of potentially seeing Jesus come back to earth.
Yeah, I mean, in the form of people that are spreading the message, I think that's crucially important. Like, I think nowadays, I think that what it stems from, though, is just, people feeling lost, lonely, and needing some type of direction. And I think some type of faith in a God just really helps you align what you want to go after. And especially for men now, like, the religious comeback is so real, as we've talked about. And I'm curious to see what it's like 3 to 5 years from now. Like, if people are still, on the high horse of religion and seeking out God.
It's an interesting conversation. I have been more and more now believing that this is truly like biblical, what's happening right now. I'm initially thinking, oh, like Jesus is going to come back and essentially like judge the living and the dead.
Yep.
It seems like we're getting to that time, like all of this evil is being exposed. The dawn of humanity with everything happening with AI is truly like could be putting the risk of humanity.
Yeah. You make a really good point, though. Like, with all of these potential negative, or maybe not even negative, just challenges of life, AI, and just evil everywhere in forms of Satan, I guess, right? Some topics that my small group and I have talked about is that might help you or other people is like, whatever form of you that comes to God, that is what form you should come back to God every single day. Mm-hmm. Like, you should never remember the reason that you went out to seek a God. If it is to avoid evil or to avoid the challenges of life, do not get exposed to other things. Of course, go like search other people's perspectives, but also every passage, every verse, every reason that you went to faith, you're going to perceive what you read and what people preach from that perspective. And I think that's really important to remember your roots as to why you got into faith, because that will shape everything that you learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
In your faith journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been very, very amazed by everything going on in the world right now. Mm-hmm. And I think it now is making more and more sense that a lot of this has been predicted now, whether you believe that or not. And some of that is also
simulation.
Yeah. Some of that is also just like my biases from, being a Christian and, starting to believe what is said in the Bible and what is expected to potentially happen in the future. Maybe I'm just seeing patterns that look like it might be. Maybe it's not. But there is there is obviously some very, very big change, I think, from an actual spiritual perspective, and I'm starting to believe spiritual warfare is truly a real thing.
Yeah, again,
I am a believer.
spiritual warfare is gonna be so interesting. Like 5 years down the line, I'm curious to see, like, if we get into some of the old school type of like head-on-head clashing as to like what religion is best. Like, if people actually start getting into like not wars, but
We're gonna have the Crusades again.
yeah, my religion's better.
I can give reasons why other religions are not so good, but I also welcome everyone in arms. I love everyone, and I don't believe most people that are subscribed to other religions are bad people at all.
No,
I think
not
are
one
all
bit.
good. For the most part, like almost all people are very good people.
Yeah.
And they're searching good. I just think the religions themselves are not the right paradigms.
No, I think it's a great framework. Like, if any type of religion helps somebody, then I think it's a good religion. Obviously, for me, we've been Catholic growing up. Like, I try to go to like one Catholic mass every week, but also I try to go around to like non-denominational churches because I think I learn more from non-denominational service. Like, you dive into a lot more in the Bible versus a Catholic mass. It's very like ritualistic.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And like getting both of those in, like, I like where my faith is balancing those two. But also, like, if someone's Buddhist or like if they enjoy a Lutheran service, if it makes you a better person and it holds you to higher standards, then that is the right religion for you.
Yeah. And like I absolutely love learning about other religions. Like, I've taken a lot of stuff from aspects of Buddhism in terms of like just general spirituality.
Meditation.
Yeah. Again, I think there's a lot of positives in all these different aspects. Like, from Judaism, like just the concept of the Sabbath and on Sundays, like, putting everything away. I think there's something to be said about that. That is very, very positive. It's just like cutting off all electricity and just like being with your family.
I learned that. I didn't learn the Sabbath, but like one of my friends posted that she does a Sabbath every week. And I've been incorporating that in terms of, it's not like an off week from the gym, yes or no, depending on the schedule. But I try to not turn my TV on one day of the weekend. And that's really hard with Netflix and doom scrolling and all that shit. But I try to not doom scroll or turn my TV monitor on one day out of the weekend to try to like get the Sabbath in me, if that makes sense.
No, that's like, and I think just like I said, just like conceptually, it's like cleanse the mind and have time like with yourself, family, God. I think this is a very positive thing.
Yeah. Well, religion, check mark. But to kind of pivot, I feel like a lot more serious conversation today, but I wanted to talk about like fitness or health goals for us individually right now. Like, we talked about our upbringing with health and fitness, but in terms of our actual goal right now, I don't know if you have like a specific goal that you're working towards. But yeah, for me, it's just fixing hormones long term and everything. So training hard per usual, but just trying to make hormones as best I can.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm more in like a health optimization right now and like I'm trying to figure out what works for me is really what I'm trying to do right now. Like, training is kind of in a backseat right now. Still fine, and I still train hard, but it's just like it's not a priority right now. And also, I've got other things in my life that are taking priority, like my new job, and I'm also working a lot on my own psychology. It's just like that's something I'm way more focused on than just blasting my body in the gym.
Sometimes you need it though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need the rest and reset.
But yeah, in terms of like specific health goals, something I'm working on that's more of a specific goal is eating out much less, which is funny because I got food on the way over here because I'm a lazy bastard. But
at least it was healthy, whole food.
Yeah,
option.
I got some bibimbap. It was good. A lot of polyphenols, good for the gut. A lot of different stuff. Yeah, I'm very much more focused on my like general health and like also just figuring out what works for me. And it sounds like you're kind of going through a very similar situation right now.
Yeah, I think the keyword, the key words, what works best for you.
Yeah.
Like us two are gonna be so individual in what works for us. But I think I shared what was my test, like 272 or something like that. It was low. It was low. Like I'm 28. I'm a 28-year-old guy, and my test is that low. So I think 2026 is gonna be the year of just rebalancing or just improving my hormones, whether that's naturally or potentially not naturally, to see what symptoms I can relieve with that.
And it's so interesting because like though your hormones alone, and then there's other kind of, you know, foundational aspects like your just general nutrition, like minerals, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
How much just fixing those alone can like fix downstream problems for you, whether it be like anxiety. A lot of anxiety could be stemmed from, you know, these dysfunctions within the body. And that's also just a belief I have, is like a lot of depression and anxiety truly derives from just general dysfunction either in your body or as well as like there's multiple factors. You have the psychological aspects, and then if you are dealing with actual stressors in your life, but that also can come from a psychological perspective and how you're perceiving like what you're dealing with right now.
Definitely.
And that can cause you to react differently.
Yeah. And to be transparent, I am working with like a hormone replacement doctor. So everything is under doctor supervision. But one of the reasons why the week completely sucked was I had a negative reaction to one of the medications that I was prescribed to first try to improve some of the hormones that were low. And I had extreme dizziness for 3 or 4 days, like could barely function. And obviously that medication is phasing its way out of my life. But it's one thing, you know, off the checkbox of, you know, things that I've tried to you know, seek improvement in that area. So we'll see what the next stage of that is. But one of the things, like for people that don't know, whenever you restrict calories, you're most likely going to tank your hormones too. Same thing with overtraining and not recovering. You're going to tank your hormones. There's nothing pro or advantageous with those things besides looking a certain way. Like if you train really hard and restrict your calories, yeah, you're probably going to look really good, but everything on the inside is going to tank most likely.
I agree and disagree. I think you got to be very, very
you got to be dialed with that.
Yeah, you like if you want a good balance, you have to be dialed in, because like there is plenty of evidence that shows like
if you keep your fats normal,
your optimal health and longevity is actually improved by a calorie deficit. However, However, you can't be in such a large deficit, because then you're sacrificing all these different things. Like you can have increased stress, you can have just like a general lack of like micronutrients, and then it's those things downstream that can cause like these other problems.
All super important.
But again, it's like, dude, our bodies take a lot of fucking work. Like it takes a lot of work.
It takes time to heal your shit.
Yeah, and most people don't go through the process of truly figuring out what works for their body. And the sad reality is now most Americans, they just don't care enough about their bodies, and they go to doctors when they start having these problems, and they don't solve the underlying, you know, dysfunction in their body first that is leading to, whether it be, you know, obesity, anxiety, it can be anything. Like I truly do believe this, like most of these problems have some type of root cause that can or cannot be fixed. Like some people have like genetic diseases, that kind of thing, or
most definitely.
But
well, I can tell you, probably for me, the two most prevalent reasons why my hormones are the way that they are now, being stressed the fuck out for years.
Yeah.
Chronic stress is going to wreck your testosterone if you're a dude.
Yeah. And
then the second is probably just staying a little bit too lean over the course of the last, 3 or 4 years. Not that is bad, staying a lower body fat percentage, but I think once you focus on that for so long, you don't give your body the chance to recover. And so I'm in that stage now of trying to recover everything. So the whole 2026 is, at maintenance or slightly above, train moderate, still train hard, but not overreach or overdo. And then this year I need to drastically reduce the amount of stress that's on my plate to keep my mental sanity in check.
What do you kind of have planned, or what do you think you're going to try and do to do that?
Open up the floodgates for I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that was loud. Sorry about that. No, but there's two main things. One, this is going to be quite serious. Reid doesn't even know that I'm going to talk about this yet. But one is my job. My job has to change. For a lot of the things that have happened in the last 6 months, my job is every ounce of stress that I hate. I hate my job. It brings me no happiness. And I feel like a lot of people our age are in that boat. And the biggest thing that I've learned in this process, dude, is like, you hear it a lot, but it's true. We only get one fucking life. How do you want to live it? If I choose to live the rest of my life like this, it is not a life worth living at all. So, my job has to change. I cannot function with the industry, the stress. My coworkers are great. I have no problem with that. It has just brought me so much PTSD and to the fact that I just need out of it. I need a fresh slate.
Yeah.
And other people, if you're listening to it, you do not have to just tolerate a shitty situation. Obviously realize, don't run away from hard things. But if it is most likely taking away from your happiness, if it's making you miserable on a day-to-day basis, if you have levels of stress, anxiety that are not normal, that can't be recovered in certain areas, change. You're not married to anything in this life, or you're not tied to anything permanently. Get away from it if it's causing that much stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of them. My job's got to change in order to get some of that stress off my plate.
What else you got? What else are you thinking?
Oh, well, I was going to open up a little bit about addiction. So you can ask any questions that you want. We don't have to go super in depth, but from a 30,000 foot overview, I mentioned 2025 was one of the hardest years of my life, and addiction almost took my life last year. So, being sober now, being in rehab, recovery, and being away from addiction. I won't go specifically of what was going on, but addiction is a wild ride, and it teaches you the same sentiment of you only get one life. Chase after your calling, chase after your purpose, chase after the things that make you happy. And this is one of them. Being on the pod is one of the only senses of peace that I get. And not that podcast is my calling per se, but it's one reminder that go after the things that you like, and you just chase after the things that make you happy and bring joy to your life.
Yeah, and that's the thing about addiction. I can say for myself, I haven't struggled with substances, but the big thing for me was gaming. Dude,
yeah,
it's still bad. If I have my computer around, I'll just fucking game all day long.
Yeah, and addiction's crazy because it comes in so many different forms.
Yeah, it can be many different forms.
Yeah, I've talked with people about that before. A lot of people are addicted to food and just don't realize that they are. Mine were hard substances that will remain anonymous. You can be addicted to gaming, addicted to food, addicted to caffeine even.
Then this sounds silly as well, but people are also addicted to ways of thinking. The way that they react, and that's how your brain wires. Is you have these internal reactions to specific things or patterns, and then that shapes how your brain is you're typically going to react to things, and you can change that.
Yep.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's very hard.
If anybody knows, it's definitely me. There's a huge biological component to addiction.
Yeah.
And it messes with your dopamine, as we've talked about. But, there are ways to better cope with some of the things that you're dealing with. And, yeah, it's important for me to share right now because, if I just held it in, I'd be beating around the bush with a lot of the bigger topics that we talk about on here. And if anybody else is struggling with, say, addiction or just different things in their life, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Both Reid and I have been in the pits of despair. I almost lost my fucking life, dudes or gals. Like, that's not anything to joke about.
Yeah.
Like, we've been through this.
Yeah. And I think that's really reassuring for a lot of people is like feeling super empty or anxious, depressed, whatever the feeling is. You're not the only person who's felt that, and I think it's a part of the human experience. I truly do. And I also think a lot of people who go through these things, like the most not necessarily successful people, but the most wise people often have gone through the most shit or have gone through truly like some of the darkest times.
Wisdom is so cool.
Yeah.
Because it's firsthand experience, but it's also like being a fly on the wall for so many different people experiencing things too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like with addiction, it's like that was my calling to surrender my entire life to Jesus Christ. Like I would not be alive if it wasn't for the fact that I surrendered in that aspect. And it's my calling to, help other people through tough times. It really is through the power of faith and kind of just being an unsolicited therapist in some aspects, or just being a friendly voice in the ear of all of the different things that both you and I have experienced. Like we've both experienced a lot of traumatic shit at a young age. So a lot of the wisdom that we can provide, people can take. So, yeah, 30,000 foot view of addiction. For a while, it's kind of funny. Like, I thought my calling was sharing health and fitness with people, and I could not have been more off.
That's okay, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's all part of this process. This is fucking life. And it's all about, not necessarily retrospection, but thinking about what you're doing, being intentional and being like, okay, I think I am drawn to this for X reason. You pursue it. And then after you pursue it for, a period of time, you can evaluate, was this the right decision? Yes. Was I like the most happy? Not necessarily, but I like XYZ thing about, releasing health and fitness content. And then it, just leads you down your path.
Oh, absolutely. Like each stage is a learning game. And, there are gifts with being vulnerable. And, I've always said to my friends, even to myself, like it does help to be vulnerable in order for other people to feel like they can be vulnerable to you. But I almost felt like this false sense of what I was saying because like the deepest thing that I had at the moment, I was not being vulnerable about. And relatively so. It's a serious topic, but there was a time and a place. And like, dude, I got to hold my half sister's baby daughter yesterday.
Let's go.
Yeah. And like, I was too fucked up on drugs like a couple months ago to be able to do that. And it's just a gift that sobriety is a great thing. And like, it's a route that I'll have to take the rest of my life. But like, I wouldn't be able to be in that baby's life or even just gotten the chance to hold her yesterday if it wasn't for getting sober and being vulnerable about this stuff,
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's like, I don't think everyone has to be sober, but it's like, for your vices that like you're going to fall in, you may be more likely to fall back into that rut.
Oh,
if you do.
For me, no, it's a hard line in the sand. Like for people that can, do stuff in moderation, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Like great. But for me, it's best to just leave it in the past and to not even deal with it. Like if anyone wants like anything that you learn in rehab on the podcast. And like, it's kind of funny because like rehab is portrayed kind of just where addicts go, but what you learn in rehab is actually very applicable to the outside world.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of the topics that you talk about, even if you're fine, like not a drug addict or an alcoholic, you will be able to incorporate it somewhere in your life. So like a lot of the topics could be like stuff that we talk about on here, but yeah, like it's people, places, and things, and all of the people, places, and things that I used to do and revolve around are completely different now.
Yeah.
Like very different. Like at the flip of a coin, different.
Yeah, and it's just, again, proof that you can change your life. And sometimes, like, you just got to trudge through that uncertainty. And then eventually you're going to have that moment or that realization where you're going to be like, oh, wow, like, I feel like I'm, like, in a good spot right now, or
Yeah.
I'm happy with where I am right now. That's how it's been for me. It's just been, like, I have these incremental moments where I'm like, damn, like this is like a positive change. Like I feel better here. And then over time, like I'm slowly realizing like, wow, I'm actually like feeling better and better in different aspects. So yeah, you got to take the time to be grateful, appreciate the positive, and yeah, recognize the positive. Because it can be really hard. It can be very hard.
Most definitely. It's hard to see silver linings in shitty situations a lot of the time for people. But I think it leads to a happier life if you can look at things from a more positive view than, or ask yourself what's the best that could happen versus what's the worst that could happen in a situation, to try to have that mindset of going into new things, new experiences, or just maybe even hard experiences.
Yep. And again, it's like we talked about the other week. It's like sometimes I really wish I was just a kid, and
yeah,
that I idolize or I fantasize about like that past that I had where I would just be so in awe at everything, just in life, like just enjoying everything. And these experiences you have, they can make you jaded, but but you can recognize that and you can change it, and you can change your perspective on things, and it will ultimately lead to a better life, because how you perceive your life is your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very serious topic, but felt like it needed to get addressed a little bit. Reid had no idea it was coming, so you handled it perfectly. Thank you very much, Reid.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah, but kind of want to transition to something a little bit lighter, and it's going to be a hard pivot. You mentioned having fun. So I classify this as fun now. I think you'll get a laugh out of this. So I told you I've been looking for new spots to live.
Yeah.
And I'm in the mindset of like, my rent is what it is, but I'm like, do I just live in a shack for a couple of years? Not a shack, but like something much cheaper for a couple of years to just save some money, do whatever. And I was around apartment hunting last weekend.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of different colored doors on some of these apartments or houses in Grandview. No, you're looking at me like I'm a psychopath. Until you drive around, it's all that you notice. I swear to God.
So you're just saying these houses just all have like different colored doors, or what do you mean?
Yes, so the rundown. Like a lot of these older houses, whether it be UA, Marble Cliff, Grandview, Victorian Village, stuff like that. Some of them orange, turquoise, red, pink, green. Like there are so many random colors. And I was driving around with a buddy of mine. I came up with this wild fucking idea. And okay, imagine like you're building a house or whatever, like back 1950s, earlier even maybe. And you're like, what do we do that could differentiate ourselves from everybody else? Maybe these people are like swingers. Maybe they're a gay couple. And they're just like, let's put a bright fucking pink door on the front of our house. And they look to me, they look so stupid. But it's just kind of weird. It gives like the area some character, I guess. But yeah, it like
Dude, it's just like we were saying with perception. Now you're just gonna force me to look at fucking doors and
That's
be
what I'm saying.
schizophrenic.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, when I drive through Grandview and Upper Arlington.
Yes, just okay. Even if you're listening to this, the next time you're in the car driving around, just look at doors. Pay attention to the road, but pay attention to the road. But just notice doors in your peripheral, and just the amount of doors that are not just like traditional door colored doors is fucking crazy.
Dude, I'll keep it real. That's the most schizophrenic shit I've ever heard you say. And I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
Oh, I was having an aneurysm. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I drove past this place in Grandview, and I was like, I noticed the for rent sign, great area, and I parked on this side street, and I ran up in front of the house. It was a fucking turquoise door. Like, not a shot now. No way.
That's funny, man.
God did not mean for you to live in a turquoise doored house.
Are you trying to find like a studio, or are you just looking for, what are you looking for?
I mean, I'm a pretty simple guy. Like, I live in a 1-bedroom, pretty open concept now. So something similar, but so I live close to downtown now. I am way beyond done with this area of town. It is a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass to live down here. So I want to move like somewhere a little just quieter.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Less idiotic to park.
Yeah. Do you have a designated spot here?
I do, but I have to pay for it.
Oh, fuck that, man.
Oh yeah, dude, you just get killed every which way. It's awful.
When I lived downtown Dayton, I had to pay like $150 just to park in my building. And I'm just like, what?
For me, it's 125.
Like, what are we doing?
It's ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. Fuck landlords. That's a I think a consensus theme among most people now. Fuck landlords, bro.
Fuck landlords unless you're a property owner. Then good for you. You're making a killing with the rent prices that are going up.
Dude, people can't afford to live in this country anymore, man.
Dude, it is expensive.
It is hard. It is really hard. It's like we said earlier, like seeing all this shit start finally crumbling. I wonder to see if finally we're going to see change with like the housing market that has just been propped up by big corporations like BlackRock and that are just like buying up.
Oh.
Yeah, they're just like buying up massive like developments and then artificially raising the prices of homes and housing across the country.
Well, it's like I feel like it's with most industries. Housing is no exception. Post COVID, everything has just inflated so far. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to be like when the housing market bubble bursts. I mean, it's getting to the point where not a lot of people are going to be buying homes because they're not going to be able to afford to buy them, or there's just not going to be houses to buy.
We'll see. I'm hopeful it changes, but like I said, it's just like everything is literally built on a house of cards now. Like the U.S. is like what? The U.S. government is like 37 or 38 trillion in debt, something like that. That shit's never getting paid off.
No.
If they were to try and pay all that off, or they were to actually like again fix these underlying problems, we're going to see a massive collapse of the whole economy. Like, worse than the Great Depression. I truly believe that, if they actually tried to fix shit. Like, the S&P 500, it's all inflated just on investment, not actually necessarily, like, the economy is doing well. The average American right now is struggling.
Well, I think more than half of Americans have less than $1,000 in their bank account. And I think the other half are somewhat in debt. I would assume.
It's crazy. I think like the percentage of people that live paycheck to paycheck, it's very high. It's I don't know what the specific number is, but
I bet you it's around half. I bet you it is.
It's more than half.
Yeah,
more than half.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I guess I would say I live paycheck to paycheck, but
I mean, personally, I do.
But I also like I automatically set aside a lot of money just for like investments.
Well, yeah, okay. So after,
so that's, I guess, my difference.
Like after you contribute to retirement or anything that you want to contribute to, like on my normal spending, like I don't have a huge amount of money to like buy extravagant things.
Yeah.
So like when I say paycheck to paycheck, like yes, I'm saving for retirement and everything like that with a couple of different accounts that I have, but like there's not a huge sum of money at the end of each month where I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, I
right.
can have fun with this.
Right.
You know, because stuff is just that expensive.
Yeah.
And rent and even groceries up there too, but you can make that work a little bit.
Dude, it's fucking hard out here, man. It's not easy. It's not
Yeah.
eased being single. Like,
Dude, no, it's not.
That's-
Single's way more expensive.
that's the real reason I want to get married, bro. I need to have someone else, but that's gonna be hard. But I also want a woman who's also like somewhat at least cares about, not necessarily have to be super passionate about career, but
Yeah.
that's just me. Like, but we're gonna need another person making bread because it's fucking hard out here. I'm not trying to pay a full fucking mortgage.
No. A secret part of me just wants to sell everything that I have and just move to like a remote spot in Italy and work in a coffee shop. Just escape all the bullshit.
Genuinely.
All the technology. Just live on not even like a farm, but just have access to cows, chickens, and make olive oil and make coffee for all of Italian people.
Again, it's just like it's
Such
just
a simpler life.
it really is, and like it's just the world we live in now in like the Western society that it just like shaped our beliefs that you can't just like live a simple life.
You really can't.
Yeah.
No, like if I did not have to have a cell phone, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I really want to get a flip phone. I need to get a Motorola Razr, bro. I think
We should do that.
I think that'd go hard as fuck.
Yeah, like obviously with social media and you have to have technology to produce the show, but at the end of the day, like if I could get by with my personal laptop, my microphone, and no cell phone or no smartphone,
Yeah.
a flip phone, you would still need the phone, but no smartphone, I would totally do it. I would go back to just, well, because then social media is off the table. You can't get on social media on your phone
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, I would love it.
Fuck it, we just need to go back to caveman, bro. Become monkey. Become monk. That's what we need.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it. Okay, wait. This kind of ties into one of the questions that I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
So it could have something to do with what we just talked about, but if you could have any fun hobby turn into a professional career or just a job, like what would that be for you? Because for me, like it relates to the olive oil and coffee thing going to Italy.
Yeah.
What I just said, that would not be it for me. Oh, that would be one of them for me, but I'm curious like what that would be for you.
As a hobby, that's tough. I don't know.
Yeah, hobbies are hard because it's like I don't ever know if my hobbies would make money.
Like I love DJing and I love making music.
That would be sick. Traveling the world DJing.
I also just like don't think I could never do that. Like it's just not me. Well, at least I have that perception now. I think I could because I care about my sleep, bro. It's
that's
fucked
true.
up. It's like so much on your body.
Well, you would go on stage probably at these fucking raves at like 12, 15 at night.
Oh yeah,
your
you're
sleep is
staying up.
tanked.
Yeah, super late. Yeah, that's like another reason I don't do like I'm not into like raving as much anymore. I don't know, bro. I just fucking live. I just float through this universe, dog. That's all I'm doing.
That's fair. I think the olive oil and coffee one would be really cool.
Actually,
Going to Italy,
I have thought about that. I think it would actually be pretty awesome to have like a coffee shop or even like a restaurant. I think I would probably love to own a restaurant.
Yeah,
I think that
restaurant
could be
would
pretty cool.
fun. Yeah, I mean you could do like healthy based restaurant.
Yeah.
Turn it into like hobby, turn it into career.
Yeah.
Do you like to travel?
Oh yeah, and I'll probably be traveling quite a bit for my new job as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, consulting. Yeah.
Yeah,
You need
it's
to
like-
go visit
so-
clients and stuff.
I have one of my buddies who works at the same company. Like he's traveling, every single week. He's just like he was in I think Austria this week, but then he's typically between like Manhattan and Chicago. But yeah,
All the big
for
cities.
for my job, I'll be able to travel a lot. I love traveling. Again, it's just like I love experiencing new things and meeting new people, and I think that's really it's not a hobby, but that's what I enjoy. So that's why I'm excited for my new job. Genuinely,
I mean, it could become a hobby, like learning about different cultures. I would say learning culture and learning new ways of life. That would be a hobby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Fuck it, I can say it now since I'm not working for the government anymore. I want to move to China. That shit would be hard. That'd be so fun. Now, granted, I'm not trying to fuck with the CCP, but I think it'd be so cool to live in China for a bit. I think that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that just drop yourself in directly to new culture. That is for sure.
That's honestly on my bucket list. I think it would be cool to just like live in another country, just completely restart.
Yeah. Oh wait, I don't know if I've ever told you this. A couple of my close friends know, but so at Ohio State, there's a program for graduating seniors to go west to east. Like I think you start in either London or Paris, and then you end in Greece.
Okay.
But it's like a 6-week trip after you graduate, and you get to see like all these different cultures and all these different cities in Europe.
Yeah.
And I was signed up for the trip. And I was set to graduate in 2020. I did graduate in 2020. But, of course,
the COVID canceled it. Oh,
COVID canceled it.
That sucks.
And my plan after graduating was whichever place that I liked the most on that trip, I was just going to go there for 2 years just to, like, get away from the States to experience new shit. And then COVID hit, and I did not get that opportunity. So, like, maybe that's why I want to do like the Italy thing. Yeah.
Again, it's all these perceptions that we have to like stick to these set rules and live in a specific way. In our current society, and as well as like expectations from parents, that kind of thing, family, friends. Just like we artificially create this stuff in our minds. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
You really can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the pressure from family and friends, that is real. The family one is more realistic than the friends one. I could, like, it's a common theme in the episode. I don't give a fuck anymore. I want to do what I want to do.
And you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I have commitment now with the podcast. I need to be present somewhat. I wouldn't mind moving away from Columbus, but I don't need to think about that right now. Not too many changes at one time.
All right.
But yeah, that would be fun. Like, that would be a hobby. Or surprisingly, I love, like, this has become like a creative outlet for me. Other than that, anything like food related.
Yeah, dude.
Food of different cultures for me. Like, if I could find some type of way, maybe just like food reviews for different cultures.
Actually, you know what? I think that's probably what I would do. I would be a food critic.
Yeah.
I already am, but
Yeah.
if I could do that full time, fuck it. Yeah, I would.
I would just be one of those, like, not vloggers, but like one of those social media food review people. Like, I wouldn't want like the Michelin star type of credentials or any means, but like just go to different places throughout the world, try all the best cuisine dishes that people might think they have. Just be like, yeah, this slaps, or nah, don't buy this.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what it would be for me.
Hey, bro. You can do whatever you want to do. If you want to live that life, I think you should fucking go after it.
One step at a time.
All right. You got anything else you want to talk about? Are we wrapping up?
I think that was pretty good for today. Yeah. Episode, I don't know what that was, like 7 at this point. But
I don't keep track, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
not important.
We're just living our life.
But yes, please rate, subscribe, follow us on socials at Honest Work Show on Instagram. I'm at Nick Finelli _ and Reid is at
Reid Souch. ReidSouch. God bless the troops.
God bless the troops. Thanks for listening, fam.
All
See ya next week.
All right. See ya.